Welcome to our channel. Welcome to the journey. Welcome. First video, first YouTube video, first real video actually.
Oh,
I'm excited.
I don't know. I still don't understand the social media thing, but you know, I'm old, so I'll leave it to you.
yeah, you'll pass that down.
Yeah.
I'll pass on some knowledge
While
about that.
people want to hear what I have to say, I have no idea. So.
But well, I mean, we'll just get kind of right into it. We're just using this video as a time to like introduce ourselves, introduce the journey, introduce why we're doing this, where we want to be, where we want to get to. So, I mean, if you want to start us off.
Well, yeah.
Never heard this story before.
Oh, the story how I got into bodybuilding?
How'd you get into it?
Yeah, it's pretty sad actually.
Oh, really?
I mean, I got into it the summer between my junior and senior year of high school. I was playing soccer pretty competitively, but I kind of knew that there probably wasn't going to be a future in that. And but I didn't get into bodybuilding for that. Looking for a different avenue. I actually got into bodybuilding to impress a girl.
Really?
How sad is that? And I never told her this, so if by any miracle she sees this, she's gonna know it's her. But I took her to the junior prom, and she was 5'11", and I'm a whopping 5'6", so there was a little discrepancy, and I wanted to impress her for senior year, and never got the courage up to ask her. I even told her in the future, I said when I dropped her off for our junior prom, when I dropped her off at her house, I so badly wanted to give her a kiss, and she told me later that she wished I did. And
if you're out there.
But yeah, so Anna, that's the story of how I got into it. So, but with that being said, I mean, once I got a taste for it, I was hooked.
That got you into the door.
That got me
that got you started.
That got me motivated to go do it. I mean, I was 5'6". I wanted to be 5'6" and 5'6". I wanted to be a perfect cube walking around. Figure if I can't get any taller, I might as well push my other dimensions in other areas. But never quite got there. But once I got in there and I just started training, and I started with just simple circuit training, 3 sets going around in a circuit. And within weeks, I started noticing differences and gains. And by the end of the summer, I put on weight, I put on size. People were making comments about it, but I was hooked. I mean, the gym was always my church. No matter what was going on in my life, no matter what stresses I had, where I was, what I was doing, I went into the gym, and everything else went away, and everything was right in the world. So it literally became my religion, from that day forward. I mean, I had my ups and downs. I mean, the first 7 years, I mean, it was, throughout college, everybody was out, was drinking and partying, and no, I had to go train, couldn't bruise the temple. I had to put on size, put on mass.
Buy the temple.
That's right. And, and then you graduate, and then you get your job, your career going, got married, and then, things started getting in. I mean, you guys came along, and, so I wasn't able to do it as consistently, but I still did it, But then, again, about 12, 13 years ago, it was my salvation. I always said I worked out for, 37 years, but I've been training for a dozen, because went into it with a different mindset, and I've gone leaps and bounds from where I was when I was in my 20s, and I want to pass that on to you. I mean, if you're serious about it. So, I mean, if you really want to pursue this journey, if you've got the dedication for it, if you've got the will for it, I mean, if this is something you enjoy, if getting into that gym is your church, I'll be honest with you, it's one fantastic ride. There's a few things
so far.
That's right. It's a few things in life that I could always say, no matter how bad things are, life is good, and the gym is one. Riding one of these is another.
Yeah, we'll have to get into these later in the video.
Riding my tractor's another. Playing in the dirt.
Holes.
Digging holes, playing in the dirt. So, but if you really want to get onto this ride, it's fantastic. And you know, it's very Spartan. It's a journeyman on your own. You know, you played hockey, and that's a team effort. You know, this is all on you. Your success, your failures. Um, you know, it's all on your shoulders. And but when you get in there and you start seeing the gains, and which you've already have, I mean, but you really start putting on size, and you know, you take a look and you're like, yeah, all right, it's
I
going
can do
pretty good.
this.
Yeah. So I mean, if you really, I mean, what do you want out of this?
I so to give, I guess, a little preface. I guess I actually started in the gym almost for the same reason, to an
Okay.
extent.
Okay.
I remember I was in Seattle playing hockey. So a little preface is I spent many, many years living away from home playing hockey. I think 4 years.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
left when you were 16.
yeah. So I
So
spent 4 years and then 6 years before that. So like 10, 11 years of hockey. And
okay.
then,
I remember the traveling.
yeah. Yeah, I used to play in Phoenix and we'd have to drive 2 hours almost
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was in Seattle and obviously all my training was hockey based. All my training was speed, cardio based. Like it was never actually any weightlifting. And I was super like lean and skinny growing up. So I remember, I don't know, it was one day in Seattle when I was 17, almost turned 17. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start going to the gym. And then that's when I reached out to you and you gave me like, because I was so busy with hockey, you gave me just 2 days. I would just go 2 days a week, full body, lower body. That's it. Like upper body,
Mhm.
lower body. Did that for a few months. And then I came back home for the summer. And then obviously relationship didn't last. And then I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be that skinny guy ever again. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be, you know.
You still had to stay lean and flexible for hockey.
Yeah, so
So,
it and plus I burned so many calories from
oh
it
yeah.
was hard. It was a grind trying to put on size during hockey because I was just doing so much cardio, but that's kind of why I started like actually I started because I didn't want to be skinny anymore. I actually started like pushing it when that summer when I was going through it. I'm like, you know what? Same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it was almost my church.
Good.
Like it was almost like my place where, a barbell is not going to leave you. It's not, you know what I mean? The iron doesn't care, okay? The iron doesn't care about your feelings.
True.
So,
Can't hurt you though if you're not careful.
yeah, you can physically it can really hurt you. So I guess that's why I started. And so it's been a few years now. And then now hockey's pretty much over. I'm in college now, and hockey's pretty that grind is over. I still play for the college, but it's not to the same level. I'm
And
not burning as many
you're
calories.
not focusing on strength and agility, and so
Yeah.
now you can start bulking up.
Now I'm
You
focused on
know,
size.
that's right.
I'm focused on just getting huge and chunky. You see that? See that? Saw that? Did you see that picture of Jay Cutler when he was like bulking and he was just triple chins, just
Oh yeah,
huge.
yeah. I mean, I would just tell people when I'd be training them, and even Marie was like when she wanted to do her first show, and I was putting her on diets, and she's like, "This is too much food and too much food," and I'm like, you got to be a fat ass before you're a badass. So got to put on
I've
some
heard that
size, because
before.
that
Yep.
end dieting, man, when before a competition, man, the idea is to burn as much fat off as you can, but you're gonna lose muscle in the process. You
Yeah.
can't not. So yeah, so put on that size, dirty bulk, right?
Oof. Oof. I'm out of all of those Oreos. But I mean, to answer the question of like, what am I trying to get? I guess starting this, because I feel like there's two parts to that. One is starting this channel, starting the content creation, and then the other part's actually taking the gym seriously. I feel like I want to just be the best version of myself I can be. And it's almost like I forgot who said it, but it was like imagine you're on like your deathbed and like the best version of yourself walks into the room. Like how embarrassed would that version of you be? Like how, the version of you that didn't back out of something, the version of you that didn't say no to something, the version of you that, took the chances, took the risk, gave it 110% for every single thing you did. So I feel like I just want to be the best version and what I can, because obviously I have genetics from you. Like I feel like I can't put those to waste. Like I
No, you
can't.
didn't get the height from me.
I got lucky with Uncle Pete. I got that saved it.
Yeah, yeah. So
So it's like I don't want to put it to waste. Like I feel like I have almost a standard that you set that I feel like I have to reach.
well, and the goal is for you to go beyond where I left off.
Yeah.
Every father wants to see their son succeed and even supersede where they left off or what they did.
For the at least my view, the reason of the content creation is one, it's just always been a dream. I feel like since I started lifting, it's like imagine how cool that would be. You get paid to go to the gym. Literally your only job is just go to the gym, get jacked, make an edit, and then you get all this money. And then that's your whole life is just looking majestic. Like that is so that's one reason. I mean that's one reason is just being a fitness influencer. I feel like it's always been a dream of mine. But the other reason is I feel like I am on a journey. Like this is a journey for me. This is a journey for you. I mean, you'll talk about that. But this whole journey of me trying to up and come and everything, I want to document it because I feel like it's almost doing a disservice to you, those out there watching, because I feel like you can learn a lot from what we're doing, from the journey I'm going through, the journey he's going through. Like, I feel like you can learn a lot from this journey. So it's almost doing a disservice. So, and then the other reason is, I've been away for so many years, right? I've been traveling for hockey for 4 years, spent the last year in college. Half the time I'm back home, I'm at my mom's house. So it's like I haven't spent as much time as I would like with you. So it's like almost doing this is a way to like bring us together, give us, all the brainstorming, the
yeah,
amount of conversations we had about it, the amount of thinking and okay, do we do this? How do we do this? Do we start this? Do we do this? Like it just gives us good time,
okay,
good times.
that's nice. I like that.
What is your reason for
Well, I mean,
starting this right now?
one, because same reason. I mean, this is a dream of yours. So any father's ambition is to help their kids follow their dreams. So, I don't
Yeah.
feel comfortable with this, but, you know,
Yeah.
but I mean, for you, yeah, I'll do it, and also it's, a passion of yours. So it becomes a passion of mine, and it already is a passion of mine. So, I've been doing it a long time. Where I'm at in my life, I tell people all the time, I'm not a bodybuilder anymore. I am a body maintainer.
Yeah.
I can't hold that weight that I used to hold on. I mean, years ago I had to drop the size and drop the weight because just physically it was difficult. But as you get older, everything in life is you adapt or die. I don't train the way I used to train when I was in my 20s,
Fair enough.
but my goals are different. Where do I want to be with this? I mean, I want to maintain health and vitality and longevity for as long as I can. I mean, I want to fight it as long as I possibly can. I want to be in my 60s and I want to be jacked, and in my 70s I want to be shredded, and in my 80s I just want people coming up going, "Grandpa, what the fuck is going on?" So
How are you doing that?
that's right. But
Yeah.
I do. We have longevity in our family. We have family members who live into their 90s, and considering that they were a different generation that didn't really focus on health and fitness, they smoked, they didn't diet correctly, they didn't exercise, they just lived their life, and they got into their 90s. So the reality is I want 40 more years of being active and physical. I want to be jumping in and out of a truck, and I want to be riding motorcycles and be in the gym and still putting up some weight. I said, yeah, you'll be in there with 315, repping that out, and I'll be there with my 135, but that's okay, man.
Yeah.
I want to enjoy, like truly enjoy the rest of my life. I want the best version of myself up until the very end. and I'm going to chase after it as hard as I can,
Yeah.
and get to see you guys grow and mature, and and get to see you guys become what you're going to become. I mean, that's what life's all about. If you truly want to take this to a level, an elite level, a level that few people ever accomplish. I mean, my old roommate in college, he used to race motocross, and he crashed all the time. And, I'd see him all
That's a
banged
guy, yeah.
up, but he would say, if you're not pushing it on that edge, if you're not pushing yourself as hard as you can, if you're not crashing, you're not racing. He goes, you'll never get to that next level. And same thing with anything in life, and it includes bodybuilding. I mean, you are going to have to push yourself, but trying to do it as smart as possible, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's where I hope I can help you out.
Say 5 years from now. I think I joked about it. It's not going to be 5 years from now unless I delay my college and graduate in like 5 years. But imagine being up on the getting your diploma, and then you just do an Olympia level posing. Imagine you're graduating from college and you see that.
Tear off the gown.
Just tear it off. No, but I'd say realistically, say like 5 years from now, I want to hopefully, for one, this channel is doing well. Hopefully, people are actually watching it. Hopefully, people are enjoying it. But I would say I want to try to motivate and inspire as many people as I can.
Yeah.
And try to,
And that's,
that's my goal with the channel. That's the goal with this is, give us more good time together and, kind of try to inspire as many people out there as we can. Try to motivate people as much as we can, right? I know my inspiration was David Lade, hence the Gym Shark. Hey, if you're out there, sponsor us.
but no, I mean, that's
Yeah.
something else that, I've been practicing medicine now for, God, I mean, 28 years. And if you count the dietitian before that in the hospital, it was even longer than that. And I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, from a medical point of view, I mean, most people don't truly want health. They want, when they come and see me, I mean, they want Band-Aids. They want to maintain the lifestyle that they're living, but not suffer its consequences. And unfortunately, it's going to catch up to everybody at some point. So, I mean, if there are people out there that truly get motivated by this, inspired by this, make changes in their lives, true changes, not just looking for Band-Aids, but looking for cures, looking for health and longevity and fitness, both my generation as well as younger people, or even older than me. I mean, if we can actually influence a few people, then it's worth it.
Yeah. Like I feel like a lot of people can benefit from it. Plus, because, we'll do a lot of gym videos, a lot of gym advice, a lot of workouts, but we'll also do, you have a lot of knowledge in nutrition. You have a lot of knowledge in dieting.
Diet is very
A
important.
lot of knowledge in medicine. So you will have I feel like a lot of really good content in those regards, helping people in that aspect, like kind of just all around health and longevity.
I mean, I may have said this to you, but I've said this before to other people. I said nowadays with social media, everybody's got an opinion about everything. And the reality is most of the time people need to just stop talking and start listening,
Yeah.
And the reality is, I mean, there's three things in my life that I will say I have a decent knowledge basis to share my opinions and what I've learned. And health and fitness is one of them, working out, training.
Absolutely.
Okay, medicine is another one. All right. I mean, medicine is a huge beast to conquer. It's why there's specialists, that's why there's cardiologists and dermatologists and gastroenterologists and endocrinologists and neurologists. You can't learn everything about medicine. And being in the ER, I've got a good general knowledge about things. But, when it comes down to specialty stuff, I'm going to let a cardiologist talk about most of what people want to hear about. But
Yeah.
I do have a general knowledge of it, enough that I think my opinion counts. And then the other one's nutrition. You know, the other one is, I mean, I was a dietitian before I went back to school. Nutrition's been a big part of fitness my whole life. So, I mean, if people want to hear what I have to say about those issues, absolutely. You know, outside of that, you don't want to hear what I have to say because I am a
Who knows?
dumbass. I
Who
am a
knows what's
dumbass
gonna
in
come out?
99.9% of stuff in this world. So, you know, I have no idea how these things work.
Even though
You
you see
know,
two here, but there's many more in the garage.
you know, so I mean, if people really, really start listening to us, I mean, I'm only going to talk about what I think I have a right to talk about. I'm not going to
Yeah.
start talking about other issues that, don't ask me about finances. I mean, my buy high, sell low,
It's very
approach for
unlucky.
some reason hasn't worked out very well for me. So,
I wonder why. I
yeah,
wonder,
I
hoping
don't
that was
know.
the
I
next
thought I
strategy.
sounded like a solid strategy. It just for some reason hasn't worked out for me. Um, so yeah, I'll talk about what I feel comfortable talking about. But besides that, I'm going to close my mouth and I'm going to listen.
Journey is mainly me listening, because obviously I've been in the gym, nutrition, dieting, but you saw my diet before. It was a lot of Oreos and Jimmy Dean sandwiches, and it wasn't really a diet. Come on, let's be
I
honest.
remember those days that I could do that.
So, so I feel like, I have some knowledge about the gym and like techniques and stuff, but most of what I got so far was from you. Like most of the training ways and methods and power and time and flow and form and everything, like failure and my split and the exercises I do, like most of it, I'd say 90, probably 90%.
Every now and then, I'll see somebody doing something. I'll be like, huh, that looks pretty interesting. So even now, after almost 4 decades of lifting, you can still learn something.
You know?
And that's the key for life, period. You can always learn something, So keep your eyes open, ears open, listen, and you can keep learning. So, and I'm sure you'll teach me stuff. You might even teach me stuff about this. I don't know.
Hey, we made good progress.
I
From the
don't know.
first time recording, you were way better at recording the next time.
I,
So you're already making progress.
okay.
Already.
All right. Yeah, but this will be a nice journey. I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
Especially watching you grow and develop and becoming the best version of who you want to be.
Yeah. What I've been gifted.
I think you've been gifted a lot. You've also been given the height. Back in the 90s, I mean, it was me being at 5'6". I mean, I'm going to go stand up on a stage with Jay Cutler or Ronnie Coleman or,
Like almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't, but they were still tall and just mass monsters. And, I mean, what was the reality of me, being successful at it? I didn't know. But nowadays, there's more avenues, there's more options, which is nice. Yeah, a lot more opportunity.
And that's pretty much what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Like social media now at the gym is such a big, people are inspiring, motivating, super successful, and they never stepped on stage in their life. They're not even close to being able to step on stage and actually win a pro show like that. So,
and that's, I mean, you don't have to. That doesn't have to be your goal. I mean, if you ever decide that you really do want to try to compete, I'll be there for you. We'll do it together. But, if you want to do this or just, like I said, do it for your own satisfaction or to help inspire other people, that's an honorable goal as well. Finish it off by saying, let's do it. All right.
what I've been looking at. So, this is my 2024 Yamaha R7. I got it recently. I never actually really wanted to ride motorcycles. It wasn't until I got to college.
She's pretty.
I feel like it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Like I feel like there's not much that you need to say.
She's a little dirty. We got stuck out in the rain the other day a little
This
bit.
bike-
So
This bike speaks for itself.
my first bike.
Do a little bike tour.
So it's under that cover. You know, I mean, I would say I was always a big fan of Yamaha in the 90s. So we got the 92 FCR 1000 and the 91 FCR 600.
Pristine condition.
And then we got the K6 Gixxer.
The beast.
Yes, the beast.
The beast of a bike.
Scares the crap out of me every time I ride it. So
I only rode it one time and I thought I pooped myself.
that's right. But as my first bike that I went looking for later in life to go find it again. And this
This thing's beautiful.
a 1987 Honda VFR 700 Interceptor. And
Honda,
it's
if you're out there, sponsor us.
all stock. So, but there you go. That was my first bike. So someday in the future, many years from now, you'll be looking and be like, I gotta go find a 24R7.
I gotta go find
I
that
gotta
bike.
find it
I have
with
to go find that
the
bike.
blue and the black. And I gotta go find it. I gotta have it in my garage.
The bike I started on. While we're on the topic of motorcycles, I feel like I might as well. It's a little shunned to the corner. It got shunned to the side, but here it is. It's a little. Guess nobody. I'm not even gonna say the brand because I feel like nobody out there even knows the brand of this bike. Little aerial view. I feel like nobody knows what that bike is, but that's the bike I started on. That's the first video, and we'll catch you guys next time.